Capricorn, this is your Tarot Sportscast for April 2021. This is the place where we ask the question, what sport are we talking about anyway? The answer is the game of life, of course, and we are in it to win it. So, starting bell's already rung. Let's go grab our seats and enjoy the show. Catch you on the flip side. Young. Pretty clear here. Six of coins going to the seven of coins. Okay, so it's home territory. It's your world, Earth. We've got, however, here, we've got the moon in Taurus and we've got Saturn in Taurus here with the 6 and 7. So it's a somewhat of a sober approach to your game. However, I have a feeling that just hunkering down and embodying your strength and your own inner power doesn't have to be flamboyant. It's your presence and your demeanor that counts in April. Okay? So the idea, however, is very, very straightforward and simple the way these cards fell to me. Remember, the umbrella is your environment, your earth self. That's the environment and the umbrella that wants to be talked about. So we don't have to bring in foreign stuff, just where you live normally in your earthy self. Okay? If you take keywords for the 6s and the 7s in the minor arcana, the keyword for the 6 is perseverance. And the keyword for the 7 is confidence. So I think that's exactly the hats that you want to wear. You're sitting in a mode of having persevered. That's where you are already. You don't have to change your game up at this point. Stay with what's been working, but just know that you have been in this already and have persevered, which brings with it, like maybe it's the fourth quarter of the match in your game, right? So if you've been centered and been playing your game, not allowing yourself to play the other team's game, that kind of fooling oneself into believing that will work. You've stayed with your game. Now, you persevered. Take that and turn it into, metamorphosis, right? Alchemical changes, transformations, transmutations of taking, in this case, perseverance and retooling it with a new title that says confidence. And walk into the remainder of that, whatever you're involved with in your material world this month. And the idea is perhaps not an exercise in the game itself. You know how to play the game. You know the fundamentals. You know the techniques and the technical aspects. But now it's a mind game. It's a mind game that takes you through the drill of alchemically changing it from perseverance, which has got a, oh my God, factor. Where have I been? I'm all worn out. Nah. Taking that perseverance and turning it immediately into confidence. spark it, right? And here's your spark plug. Here's your spark plug to take it home. The Fool card is your skeleton key to the door. What door? Any door. That's what a skeleton key does. It's a master key. It works in any door. And you know what? Remember, the Joker card in a traditional standard deck of cards, the Joker, you can have Jokers wild, right? Which means they can masquerade as any card you want and you need, right? You got 4 cards of a straight, and you don't have your 5th card is a Joker. Make it whatever makes it a complete straight, right? Okay, the key to the door. So let's go to Yin. We'll come back for a recap. Yin, I am just completely engaged with the idea that you are wanting, needing, and pursuing matters of the heart. And now with April, something about your spirit wants to lash into, maybe do a zip line ride on the zip line into your new pathway. New pathway, not new beginning of what you want to do. You can continue along the lines you've already been pursuing, working, strategizing, living, communicating, all the above. Not anything new there. The newness comes with putting on a new pair of glasses and seeing an old pathway in a new way. Perhaps seeing a person that just came to me, you could maybe see a person that you have been friends with for years, and all of a sudden you look at them a new way and you realize they're more than just a friend. How delightful, right? However, you are bringing along with you your Taurus person, self, right? If this is somebody who has been in your life, then they've been familiar territory in terms of they're like you are, in terms of an earth sign. However, if you're looking at everything else in your world in a new way, who's to say you won't be looking at them in a new way too? And the component here is that maybe that leadership role of the king has been leading you, Yin, down the line of a continuation of your earthly self in matters of the heart we were talking about, right? So what do you want, though? Because this wouldn't be showing up for those for whom this is resonating. This wouldn't be showing up if everything was rosy and didn't want some attention. And perhaps the magic ingredient for even taking something that has perhaps been showing signs of being old, like I've been there and done that, and it's kind of getting old. Let's try another king, right? We take the old, and not to say that the old is not able to transform along with everything else into the new. You can see this person in a new way, or this kind of personal power that you have in a new way. But now, Let it be the king of your emotional self. Or ask him to consider adopting some of the traits and behaviors of the King of Pentacles, which is already filled with creative energy in the earth, and the heart. So, when I was meditating on this, I think that this is probably where this needs to be said. When I was meditating about this layout for both yin and yang, the thing that came to me was that the arena this month would be perhaps this big space with all kinds of spotlights shining down on the playing field. But what's in the center of the playing field? A billiard table. And yin, it's feeling like you, more than yang, are the one who, because this is such a beautiful, simple, beginner's mind, open book approach, because of that, it just seems like your game this month is to figure out the best shot. Is it going to be a bank shot? Is it going to be, are you going to put top spin on the cue ball, bottom spin, English of some sort to make your shot, right? It's a strategic approach. Out of this simplicity comes the requirement for a strategic approach of how to weave together an earthbound, earthly, physical world thing with the transcendent out there in the beauty of harmony between the celestial and the mundane matter of the heart that will synchronize with where you want to go. So, get your cue stick out and start practicing. April's the month. Okay, so that's your game, Yin. Yang, it looks like for you it's a matter of following a sequential operation. Just follow it. Follow it from the perseverance. Follow it from what you know. Like this on the monkey bars, following that you've got a grasp of the one bar, you're swinging out to the next bar, just go for the next bar in the sequence. Follow the flow of the 6 to the 7 sequentially and bring along the spark plug, your own personal spark plug. Now, let's talk about, we talked about your games and your strategies. Now let's talk about the environment and the weather report for the stadium itself. In both your worlds, yin and yang, there wants to be an upgrade. You want to upgrade your own personal internal firmware. Know what I mean? You get these messages from, whoever makes your software and says you need to upgrade your firmware, right? That's what wants to happen in your life. The firmware of your soul needs an upgrade. You're working within your spiritual biosphere. So you're after life, you're after the continuation of life and growth, right? Not stopping, not going backwards. Your obstacle, let go. Your obstacle is walking into that world of, and it just looked to me like there's components of this in both of your lines, that the Grim Reaper wants to do his job. Let it be. Let him do his job. You know, I mean, Grim Reaper comes in when it comes in, right? And you can't do a whole lot about stopping the operation. So learn from it. That's what came to me more strongly than anything else, was the idea of it'll be an obstacle if it just falls on deaf ears or blind eyes. So have your hearing open, have your eyes seeing, your feelings feeling. Learn from it. Your strength. Again. So the Fool's playing an important part in this. And what's he trying to say? In this case, use me. Take my gifts and my powers and my abilities and apply them. That's what he's saying. So it's a matter of you want to have fun with it? You know, the court jester certainly can have fun with things. And it may seem like sometimes he has fun with people by kind of putting them down at their expense. You don't have to do that. Have fun. You don't have to do it at someone else's expense. That's part of the game plan that makes it a dance. And you got the Emperor to go with the end game here. So what you're shooting for in the Emperor's world is big stuff. It's that kind of engagement with yourself on the earth that, you know, go to just the description of the Emperor. The Emperor is the king of the kings. So be up there. Be up there in that stratosphere. You know, go to the on a venture into the nosebleed section of your own stadium. Go up and see what that's like. How the playing field looks and the overview that you get from the nosebleed section. You know, it's not the most desired place, but it does have its qualities, and that's where this guy lives. And when you come back down from the nosebleed section, bring the consciousness of that experience with you. And with that, I will leave you to it, to April, to the wonderful dance that you're going to do through the month, April 2021. Thanks for being here. It's been a pleasure. Be well. Love you all. Bye for now.